This DVD is intended to be used along with the instruction manual. Be sure to read all installation instructions and safety data sheets prior to installing any of EpoxyGuard's products. This DVD is only a supplement to the instruction manual included in the EpoxyGuard floor coating kit. Before you begin the preparation and application process, you will need to read the manual in its entirety. EpoxyGuard is pleased that you've selected EpoxyGuard's floor coating kit to enhance the look and life of your concrete flooring. EpoxyGuard is a 100% solid cycloaliphatic epoxy which is superior to all water-based epoxy products. Please remember that the products inside the EpoxyGuard kit are chemical products and they can be harmful if improperly handled. Some precautions when using EpoxyGuard products are: never let children handle the products included in the kit. Avoid contact with your eyes and skin by wearing the protective goggles and gloves included in the kit. Wash thoroughly after using EpoxyGuard products. Avoid inhalation of vapors and do not take internally. EpoxyGuard may cause an allergic reaction in certain sensitive individuals, so please keep anyone with allergies away from the EpoxyGuard application area. The EpoxyGuard floor coating kit will allow you to achieve a beautiful 100% solids epoxy high gloss finish. Please consult your instruction manual for area coverage. As you open the EpoxyGuard floor coating kit and remove the contents, you'll find an instruction manual, an instructional DVD, a mixer, a roller cover, EpoxyGuard decorative fleck, 1 quart of EpoxyGuard prep solution, non-skid aluminum oxide, a squeegee applicator, a trim brush, 1 container of Part A, 1 container of Part B, and also protective goggles and gloves. Other items you may need: a push broom, a roller handle extension, a garden hose fixed to a water spigot, a mop and bucket, as well as a drill for mixing. To ensure the proper installation of EpoxyGuard, the preparation of your concrete floor is most important. You must wait at least 45 days to apply any of our flooring products after new cement has been poured. EpoxyGuard may not adhere to poorly prepared floors that are oil-soaked, damp, or extremely worn. EpoxyGuard must be applied to a clean, dry floor which has a surface profile. Consult your instruction manual for specific products that you may use to accomplish a good floor preparation. Floor preparation. For the purposes of this section of the DVD, we will assume that the floor has been swept clean and/or shop vacked of all dirt and debris. Floor surface profile preparation is done using EpoxyGuard's prep solution, which is a non-corrosive salt-based organic product provided in your EpoxyGuard kit. EpoxyGuard prep solution is a water-dilutable concrete etching compound that will quickly remove excess mortar from the floor, leaving a good surface profile for the EpoxyGuard 100% solids to adhere to. EpoxyGuard prep solution can be diluted with up to 4 parts of water. Pour the entire contents of the EpoxyGuard prep solution container into the mixing bucket, then add 4 containers of water, mix the EpoxyGuard thoroughly, and apply the EpoxyGuard prep solution to the floor by flooding directly from the bucket. The EpoxyGuard prep solution will begin to foam and froth as it etches the concrete. You may assist the etching action by scrubbing the EpoxyGuard prep solution with a broom or deck brush. Once the foaming and frothing process ceases, the EpoxyGuard prep solution must be completely removed by flushing it off with your garden hose and removing any excess puddles with a foam squeegee. Allow your floor to dry completely before moving on to your next step. The clean, etched, and dry floor is now ready for the EpoxyGuard 100% solids epoxy coating. Activation. EpoxyGuard is a 2-component 100% solids epoxy system. It is an epoxy which cures by chemical reaction when Part A and Part B are combined. Do not apply the EpoxyGuard product when air temperatures are below 50 degrees Fahrenheit or above 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Please note, have all the equipment ready for use before mixing the EpoxyGuard Part A and Part B. The pot life of the EpoxyGuard 2-part mixture is 15 minutes once activated and left in the bucket. This work time can be extended by 25 minutes if the entire mixture is immediately poured out of the bucket and onto the floor, allowing a total work time of approximately 40 minutes. Activation. Open Part A and pour it into the EpoxyGuard 6-gallon bucket. Open Part B and pour the contents of Part B into Part A using a drill motor and the mechanical mixer provided in your EpoxyGuard kit. Mix with the drill for no less than 3 minutes. EpoxyGuard precautions. The curing of EpoxyGuard begins instantaneously when the two parts are combined. Therefore, EpoxyGuard must be applied immediately. Prior to mixing the entire contents of the kit, it is recommended to mix a smaller amount of the two-part mixture at a ratio of 2 parts A resin to 1 part B hardener for brushing and trimming edges. Pour out a bead approximately 8 to 10 feet long. Squeegee the material from one side to the other, working the material evenly in 3 to 5 foot sections. Be sure not to overroll the EpoxyGuard, as the coating may entrap air bubbles and leave an undesirable finish. EpoxyGuard provides you with decorative fleck and aluminum oxide, which is an optional non-slip additive. Broadcast the decorative fleck by placing approximately a quarter-size amount into your throwing hand, and using an underhand motion, throw the material up in the air and away from you. Continue this process as you work your sections to completion. This system will provide you with a uniform, consistent pattern and a job well done that you can be proud of for many years to come. Drying time. Please allow 14 to 16 hours for light foot traffic and 24 hours for heavy traffic. Please consult your EpoxyGuard instruction manual for additional information. For questions about our products and services, please visit our website at www.epoxyguard.net or call us at 1-888-EPOXY-KIT.